Hello and welcome to Start to Finish TV. Today we're going to be talking about camera shots, angles and movements. Okay, so first let's talk about all the different camera shots. This is a wide shot. You can tell because you can see the environment around the subject. They are small within the frame and you cannot see their facial expressions. This is a long shot. You can see the subject from head to toe and they take up more of the frame. This is a medium shot. You can tell it is a medium shot because you can only see from the waist up. They also take up more of the frame and you can see some of their facial expressions. This is a close-up. You can tell it is a close-up because you can only see from the top of the shoulders to the top of the head, and it takes up most of the frame. This is an extreme close-up. You can tell because it highlights one specific thing. It also takes up all of the frame. Okay, so let's move on to angles. This is a low angle shot. This makes the subject look more powerful and dominant. This may also make the audience, who is the camera, feel intimidated. This effect is achieved by placing the camera lower than the eye line of the subject and having it looking up at the subject. The shot can be made more dramatic by having the camera even lower. To make it less dramatic, you can have the camera a bit higher. The next angle is a high angle. This will make the subject look like a coward, submissive, or weak. This angle is achieved by placing the camera higher than the eye line of the subject. Again, the drama of the shot can be changed depending on how high or low you have the camera. The next one is a bird's eye view. This is basically where the camera is up above the head of the subject and it is looking straight down and it is flat. A common shot type for this would be drone shots. A good thing to think of is Google Maps. A point of view shot is filmed from the perspective of a subject. Another name for this would be first person perspective. This is where the camera is placed in front of the character's face with a wide angle lens, so it looks as if you are the character. And you can see, depending on how it's mounted, you can see the hands of the subject moving in and out. And the final angle is a Dutch angle. This is where the camera is placed on an angle. This is a very abstract angle, as most things in day-to-day life are straight. And lastly, we have movements. This is a pan. This is where the camera stays static on a tripod, but can be turned left to right or right to left. A good way to get smooth motion is to use an elastic band, and using its elasticity in your favour, so you can get smooth starts and stops. Next move is called a tilt. This is where the camera stays static and it can be tilted up or down to up, creating a vertical motion. The final movement is handheld. This is the simplest of movements, as it only requires the camera operator to hold the camera in their hands. And depending on what you're shooting would depend on how you do it. If you're doing, for example, an earthquake scene, you would shake the camera more than you would if you were just following somebody through a doorway. A good way to get smooth handheld shots is to put your elbows into your sides and keeping them locked in position. Okay, so just to recap, a wide shot is a shot where you can see the environment around the subject. A long shot is where you can see the subject's whole body, but they are bigger within the frame. A medium shot is a shot where you can see from the waist up of the subject. A close-up is where you can see from the top of the shoulders to the top of the head of the subject. An extreme close-up is where it highlights one specific detail. A low-angle shot is where the camera is placed below the eye line of the subject looking up. A high angle is where the camera is placed above the subject's eye line, looking down at them. A bird's eye view is where the camera is placed above the subject, looking down at them. A point of view shot is where the camera is placed in front of the subject so it looks like you are looking through their eyes. A Dutch angle is where the camera is placed at an angle to create mystery. A pan is where the camera stays static on a tripod but can be turned left to right or right to left. A tilt is where the camera stays static on a tripod but can be tilted so it looks up or down. Handheld is where the camera operator holds the camera in their hands, keeping their elbows locked to get a smoother motion. Okay, they were the basic camera shots, angles and movements. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like on the video. If you want to learn something new, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bells to be notified every time we upload. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm Ben from Start to Finish TV, and I will see you in the next video.